Hello guys, and welcome to Euler 45. Triangle, pentagonal, and hexagonal numbers are generated by the following formula. We're then given the formulas to generate a triangle, pentagonal, and hexagonal number. It can be verified that the 285th triangle number is equal to the 165th pentagonal number, which is equal to the 143rd hexagonal number, which yields the value 40,755. Find the next triangle number that is also pentagonal and hexagonal. So you don't need a strong math background to do this problem. You can clearly see that the triangle number is the smallest of the values, and then you have the pentagonal and hexagonal number. So meaning that all you need to do is either keep a mean of the triangular number or keep a set of the pentagonal numbers and the hexagonal numbers and just generate the next triangular number until that number is within the pentagonal and the hexagonal set. Then you can just go ahead and return that. I haven't created a final or definite code for this, so I figured, you know what, before I leave the house, let me actually code this so that I can spend the rest of the time doing something else. But let's get started. I went ahead and created a Java project here. Create a class called Project Euler 45 just because the name of this problem was kind of long. So let's go ahead and start. The first thing we want to do is let's just create an interface so that we can go ahead and declare our functions that way. And let's call this one calculator. And this is going to go ahead and take in one method. This is going to be a long, and let's call it calculate. And this is going to go ahead and take in a long here, and let's call this one value. The reason why I'm using longs is because we might have an overflow issue if you use an int. I don't know how big these numbers are gonna go up to, so I want to just be careful so that we don't get an overflow here. So let's go ahead and start defining our methods. Let's create a private let's do a private static calculator. So this is easy to call, and let's call this one triangle. Is going to equal to, I'm going to take in a lambda here, and this is going to be n times n plus 1 divided by 2, and then let's go ahead and create one for pentagonal. We'll do calculator pentagonal going to equal to n. It's going to be n times 3 times n minus 1 divided by 2, and then the last one will be for the hexagonal number. So hexagonal equals to n. It's going to be n times, I think it was 2 times n minus 1. I think that was it. Let me go ahead and check again because I think I forgot. Oh yeah, so that's right. All right. So now that we have this, let's go ahead and get our next triangle number. So let's create a private static long. Let's call this one get next triangle number with no arguments here. So what we want to do is keep a set of our pentagonal number and a hexagonal number. So let's do that. We're going to do var, call this one pen set. It's going to equal to new hash set. Let's take it long. And then we need one for the hex set. It's going to equal to new hash set long. All right, next thing we want to do is get our starting position, right? So clearly we can see here that at the value t equals to 285, we have our first verified triangular number that's equals to the pentagon to an hexagonal number. So rather than starting from 1, we already know where we need to start. So we need to start at t equals to 285, right? So what we can do here is create a variable, call this one, let's do start position. It's going to equal to so 285 L for long, because we're taking in long here, right? And then what we need to do next is we need to go ahead and calculate our first triangle number. So I'm going to go ahead and say I'll just call this one. Let's call this one triangle. No, I can't call it triangle. Let's just call it tri, because I'm using triangle here for the definition here. This is going to equal to triangle calculate, and we're going to calculate using the start position. And then what we need to do is we need to go ahead and add in the first pentagonal numbers. So we're going to say pentagonal calculate, and then we need to calculate by the starting position, right? And then we need to go ahead and add in hexagonal number. So we're going to say hexagonal add, and then we do hexagonal calculate, and use the start position. All right, so once we have this, we can now create a while loop. We're going to say while not pen set that contains the triangle number, or not hex set that contains the triangle number. All right, we need to do a few things. So the first thing we need to do is we need to go ahead and increment our starting position. We'll say increment starting position plus plus. Then what we need to do is add in the next pentagonal and hexagonal numbers. We're going to say, so we can either just copy this from here, or we can say we could do pen set add, and then we're going to do pentagonal calculate, and then we're going to go ahead and pass in the start position. So we're just going to calculate the next pentagonal number. You can just copy this from here and paste it here. All right, save some time typing. All right, so we're going to add the next pentagonal and hexagonal number, and then we need to go ahead and calculate the next triangular number, and do calculate, and then we're going to go ahead and pass in the start position. All right, so this is going to exit when we find a pentagonal number and a hexagonal number that is also triangular, right? So we're just saying that if the triangular number is within the pentagonal and the hexagonal set, that means that we have found the next triangular number here. So what we need to do is return that triangular number. So what we can do is we can return the triangular number, right? Calculate, and then we can pass in the start position. The reason is because obviously the start position, this position here, is going to be used to calculate the next triangular number, right? So we know that when you exit here, well, we already have this number calculated, because when it finds that number, however, we need to return that number, right? So we can either just return the triangular number, or we can just go ahead and calculate based on that position. So either way is fine. However we want to do it, it's fine that way. So let's go ahead and print out the solution for this. All right, so let's just do I'll do var next triangle gonna equal to get next triangular number, and then we're gonna go ahead and print that out. This is the next triangle. All right, and we're good to go. Now let's go ahead and run this. All right, so we got a result. Let's go ahead and check to see if this is the right result. Let's copy this, go back into Euler. Let's paste this, and let's go ahead and input the code. So these are all zeros, I think, and hit submit. And there we go. Alright guys, this will be it for this problem. I will see you guys in the next one. Have a good day. Bye bye.